Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. At my grandmother's funeral, I asked her to communicate with Mary Curie to help me find my future life partner. And the reason for that was when I read my grandmother's biography, she was born just before we lost Mary Curie. So the two of them had coexisted here on Earth. So I thought they could communicate with her. That was my logic at the funeral. And next week will mark uh, 91 years since we lost Mary Curie. I also recently learned that two of our founding fathers also passed away on 4th of July. I think it was John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. They both passed away on July 4th, 1826, the 50th 4th of July. And well, statistically, people are slightly more likely to pass away right after an important birthday or anniversary because they tend to hold out until that event, right? Mary Curie might also have passed away because think about it: you discover this precious metal, and then one of your followers or one of your students, I don't know if it was her student, but I'm sure she was following their work, discovers a way to make that precious metal now with alchemy, right? And so you're probably going to hold out just after a month after we discovered how to make polonium 210 with alchemy. She went, right, and so I asked my grandmother to communicate with Mary Curie. My grandmother might have also held out. I had just returned to the dating scene, and I was really proud of that. And I told my dad. I don't know if my dad told my grandmother, but I'm sure she was somewhat following that. And so I'm glad I extended her life by whatever she decided to hold out for. But then she went to communicate with Mary Curie, and then I met the girl on Bumble. I also discovered another interesting coincidence. We met up last January 7th of 2025. It was actually my brother's birthday as well, and we went to a sushi restaurant. And then there was a time in between that where we kind of ghosted each other. She ghosted me first, and then I didn't want to respond to her after she came back. So there was a period of 2, 3 weeks. And then things got really heated just before I came to Taiwan. And then we went out the other day, and it was kind of a lull. When I put all of this on the timeline, I discovered that 138 days after we first met was May 25th. That's when we were really getting excited. So it might just be the wavelength of our relationship because Mary Curry set it up, right? It's just such a coincidence now that I think about it. It turns out she might be a little bit going through a little bit of stuff. She told me that she argued with her sister because, quote unquote, she's a little bit selfish and doesn't know how to be a good sister. So the fact that she confided that with me gave me a good sense that maybe it's something on her, right? Not between the two of us, which is great. Maybe we'll come back to it 138 days from now together, right? And that checking the timeline really gave me a nice warm fuzzy feeling that Mary Curry's still involved in us being together. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.